conversation we as agents love to have. What is happening with agent commissions in 2025? Okay, so we're 6 months into the new commission rules as they were outlined and put into place in August of 2024. So I'm going to recap for you real quickly what those changes have been, just in case, because they do affect you if you're buying or if you're selling. So I'm not talking about numbers here as much as I am talking about who pays what and how it gets paid. So basically what happened last year was commissions were decoupled, which means that in the previous times, we were able to sit down with a seller when we were listing a house and we would negotiate the entire commission. I would negotiate my commission as a listing agent, and I would negotiate the potential buyer's agent who I have not met, don't know, and hasn't even come around. But I would be negotiating their commission as well. That way, when the buyers wrote their contract, their agent would automatically get paid through the transaction. Well, while agents are still getting paid in many cases through the transaction, it is not a predetermined amount that was pre-negotiated by me as the listing agent or whoever the listing agent is. So now we are seeing buyers sort of being more responsible for what their agent is being paid. Sellers are more responsible for what their agent is being paid. So while it seemed a lot like Chicken Little, the sky is falling, turns out it's all kind of shaken out, and 6 months in, we can see what's happening. First of all, when you're going to list your home, if your agent is telling you you no longer have to pay the buyer's commission and that you only have to pay the listing agent's commission, they are halfway right and halfway doing you a disservice. In many cases, most cases, the seller is still going to be paying that buyer's agent commission, kind of. Because it is coming out of the entire transaction, it is just part of what the purchaser is writing in their offer. So if you have listed your house for $500,000 and your agent has told you from that you're only going to have to pay your agent's commission, you may be right, they may be right, they may be wrong. You may get a fantastic offer and everything else is great, but that buyer wants you to pay their agent as well. Because really, they're paying their agent. Because their money is what is going to pay for your house, and from that, it's going back to their agent. So be prepared if you're listing your home to get offers where the agent for the buyer is asking for their commission in that transaction as part of that purchase price. In highly competitive situations, we are seeing buyers agree to pay their agent. And this can be really terrific for the seller because it eliminates a big chunk that they would normally have to pay. But in highly competitive situations, we are seeing buyers waiving the seller paying their buyer agent anything, and they have just agreed to a deal with their buyer's agent. They're going to pay them separately. So that is something that will often win the day if you're buying a home, and you can do that. That's terrific. The trick is that your offer still has to be competitive with everything else. It's not the idea of paying the buyer's agent, it's the literal actual dollars that makes a difference. So if you write an offer and it's less than another offer because you've deducted that commission, it doesn't count. It has to be competitive in price so that the net is actually better for the seller. Finally, the amount of commissions, the percentage or the dollar amount of commissions, in my personal business, I have not seen that change tremendously from what it was a year ago. So in the last 6 months, while who pays it has changed, I'm not seeing a notable difference in the amount that people are paying to their agent on either side. So if you're an agent, that's good. If you are a buyer or a seller, make sure that you're getting your money's worth. Make sure that you're using an agent that you know that you're getting a value for the percentage that you're paying, or for if it's a flat rate, that you feel like you're getting a value for the flat rate. But make sure you know what they're doing. Make sure you're not just going with an agent and assuming you know what they're going to do for that dollar amount. Make sure you know, and work with an agent that has the experience and the tools and the skill to get you where you want to be. Because yeah, it's a big chunk of your money on either side, but the things that I have seen over the last 20 years show me every day how much of a value we can be to our clients. So if you're thinking of buying or selling, you have questions about commission, you have questions about the process on either side, if you're in the Richmond area, I'd love to talk to you. My name is Cindy Bennett. I am an associate broker with Maison Real Estate Boutique. I have been in this business for over 20 years. Give me a call, send me a message, and let's talk about your next real estate goal.